You're listening to 90.1 FM WEFT Champaign. Yes, we have resolved the technical issues, and now we are going to get in with this interview, get on with the real deal. Another episode of Health and Soulful being heard here live first on the Thursday morning menu, and then you can see it on UPTV Channel 6 or Channel 99, depending on whether you have Comcast or AT&T Uverse. But if you have neither, like I said before, go to my YouTube page, username Renee Angela, ReneeAngelah, and you can look at the new episodes as well as the old episodes. Go to the playlist Health and Soulful Being. James Lorr here in the place to be to discuss his work and his life, your life mission, in a sense. So there you go. How are you this morning?
I'm doing really good. Thanks for having me.
Oh, thank you for coming in. I am so glad that you are able to come in and talk a little bit of acupuncture as well as your business and all of this to give us an education on the whole realm of health and, as I said, soulful being, because it's all about the soul, connecting with the soul. So thank you. All right, let's get into things. Just give the listeners here a little bit of background, your credentials, and a little bit of background and how you kind of morphed into going into this alternative realm of acupuncture.
Okay, yeah, I originally started out in acupressure, and I was before that I was in the restaurant field.
Okay.
So I was looking for something a little different, and this was out in New York, and I happened upon an acupressure course, and I really liked it. It was something that I connected to right away, and it made sense to me, and it kind of surprised me. And from there, to be able to practice that, I needed to go to it ended up I had to go to acupuncture school.
Oh, okay.
And continued to like that, and got my master's degree out in New York, and began a private practice and did that for about 7 years, and then got into what I do now, community acupuncture.
Okay.
I've been doing that for six years after that. So.
All right. So you've been doing this for about 13 years?
That's right. And just opened up over in Urbana for almost coming up about a year and a half, 2 years.
All right.
Yeah.
And what made you move from New York all the way to Champaign? I mean...
Well, I used to live here. I went to the University of Illinois.
Okay.
Back in this ancient days, early 90s. And then moved out to New York. But I worked in a bunch of restaurants around town here.
Okay.
And moved back here. I have a family now, and family lives around here. So I moved back to be... And it's just this is a great place to be. I really, wanted to be back with in the Midwest. And, yeah. And
bring your skills to the Midwest.
Right. I think this is a great thing for people to have access to, and that I could find a place here to make my home and share it with people.
Oh, wonderful. And for you, as in the realm of acupuncture, for those who are not familiar with it, what is acupuncture? Can you give us a little
Sure.
definition and a little brief history of where it actually originated from? And
Right. Well, it's been around for a long time. The one number is about 2,500 years, or it could be 4,000 years, depending on which ancient text you look at.
Okay.
But it's been a little while, and it's a real gentle, effective way to relieve stress and pain and promote general wellness. So what it does is work with the surface of the body.
Okay.
And using fine pins and placed on the surface of the body. And what that does is causes a relaxation response that moves the body from sort of from an overactive or over alert state or stressed out state to a more relaxed, more restorative state. Okay. And it has many applications. It helps, like I said, reduce pain, stress, reduce inflammation, blood pressure, many things. So it's a very useful tool, very simple and safe safe way to do those things.
Okay. Is it more? It's hitting more of the nervous system, dealing more with the nervous system.
Right. Yeah. By working with the surface of the body, you activate the peripheral and the autonomic nervous system,
Okay.
which that's what I was kind of referring to.
Yes.
The autonomic nervous system is that our normal cycles of the body. So when you're more awake or when you're resting, there's different times of the day, different things happen,
Okay.
and that's what it's working on.
All right. And in acupuncture, they have something called like the meridian points. Can you
Right.
explain the meridians for people who are not familiar with that terminology?
Right. There's there's a number of acupuncture points on the body, and they're all connected. In one obvious way, they're all on your body, but then they're in another way for mapping purposes. They found out that points on your hand are related to points on your face, and they run. So there's just a meridian or a channel, or just a connection from those points directly from one place to the other, and that's how I'm able to. If someone comes to me for something, I'm able to, so to speak, connect the dots.
Okay.
And use points on the hand to treat the back, or on the foot to treat the face, or to help regulate maybe digestion.
Okay.
Things like that.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Who would have thought that we were a connect the dot mapping system when we learned that in kindergarten, how to connect the dots? What are the general benefits of acupuncture?
Yeah. My favorite way to say it is it reduces pain and stress, but it's many people come to me for things like headaches and back pain, but also and things like anxiety and depression, but I'd say other things you can add in there too. That's not as obvious, like as allergies and insomnia, many things, and there's lists to look at, and I welcome you asking me questions on that and find out if that's applicable, if acupuncture would work for that.
Mm-hmm. Do you find that in your line of work that it seems that a lot of different diseases or illnesses are kind of connected? So you mentioned like insomnia, and you also mentioned like depression. Do you find in your line of work that when you're talking to a client that they may say I have depression, but also in a sense they also may say I can't sleep or something like that? Do you find a lot of those similarities as people are going into like I said, the dis-ease? I don't like to call it diseases, but dis-ease.
I think, often they are very well connected, and I think it's easy to, because we usually look at different conditions or different parts of our body as somehow not related. I want to state the obvious and say that they are. They're all me. They're all you. Your
Right.
foot is connected to your head in a long way around the block there. But and so in the same way, different diseases or discomforts are related to each other. If you're not sleeping well, you might have more headaches, or your back pain might not be will be worse, things like that. So, in the very simple, straightforward, obvious way, I think that's the best way to look at it. Is that there is ways that and that's why this is great by having that relaxation response that you get from acupuncture. It helps ease all those things. You feel you get better sleep, you're more relaxed, so you're not as stressed out. It becomes because it's a very simple technique. It helps in a very simple way that way.
Yeah, and I can honestly say from my own experience of coming to you several times and just being in that space. And I remember my first experience after, and we talked because I came shortly after I finished up chemotherapy, and talked about the neuropathy in my hands. And I can remember my hands and my feet, the neuropathy in my hands and my feet. And I can remember after the placement of the needles, and I was going into that relaxation, or my my nervous system was kind of relaxing, that I felt like these little charges. You can almost kind of feel like you were saying, these channels opening up and things moving, as well as I was feeling these pulsations. And so I thought that was a very interesting experience, me being a person who was very energetically minded, in that sense of where I was having this experience, and it was like, oh, this is kind of cool, which is so different from what you kind of see like on television. Totally different thought process, and that's why I wanted you to come in, because you go on television, you look at it on television, and they have these people laid out, and they've got 20,000 needles on,
right.
and you use like 10,
right.
and so it was just a completely different experience than what you see, and I think that's what has gotten a lot of people afraid to even go to acupuncture, because
right.
you see on television it's so magnified. Like I said,
it's very dramatic.
Yeah.
Right. They try and it's very raw. It's not. Yeah. Acupuncture. It's again. There's nothing very exciting about relaxing in a chair as far as TV is concerned. Mm-hmm. Really, what it does is it if your breathing isn't deep enough, your breathing gets deeper. Your muscles relax. You just kind of and it just again working with the surface of the body. It's amazing. Amazing thing that it does.
Yeah.
We spend all this time, it interacts with the environment, it reacts to what people say to you, and it's very reactive, and it's reactive to what's going on inside the body. So like being able to cool that down and just relax and kind of be with yourself.
Yeah.
It's not only like very effective medicine, but it's also like you're saying, like an experience that helps you realize it's all connected, and like it's just an easy thing to relax.
Right, and how truly amazing our body is, because when you start looking at the internal, even though these channels are being accessed on the surface, it's the internal, and you just, for me, I can say for myself, I'm not going to speak for anyone else, but I can say for myself that it was really just a very amazing experience for me to think, oh wow, this is how our body works. This is and so you almost become a partner in your own healing process when you finally understand what your body is, how your body is reacting, and how your body is working itself out and realigning itself. So I think for me, I think that's a really cool experience. And I've always talked to my dad. I took an anatomy class last year, and I told my dad many times, I said, if they were to teach anatomy in junior high and high school, I think that you would have more people or more children interested in science and more able to do science, because then they will know how their body works, and from knowing how their body works internally, they can resonate that to the external environment. And so that's what I like about these alternative medicines, because it really allows you to co-partner and co-create in your healing process, which is not so much in Western medicines, because in Western civilization we're kind of in that quick fix mode. I want you to fix me quickly. So if I can't take a pill and get it done in 30 minutes, I don't want to bother with it. But then that doesn't allow you the time for you to understand what's going on in your body and be able to know the differences in your own healing process.
Right, and a lot of times, like you said, we're looking for a quick fix or something outside ourselves. A person that does this kind of procedure or this kind of other thing. Where a lot of times. That's what I like about this. You're using a lot of your own resources, something that you have on hand. Right. Like again, with something like yoga or meditation, very similar. You access your own healing abilities. Right. And knowledge.
I think for myself, having gone through the journey that I've gone through in the cancer realm, I think knowing these extra modalities, these alternative modalities, has really helped in the process as I am going through with the Western medicines as well. And I didn't use as much. You know, I have people who are still on Vicodin for some injury 10 years ago or whatever, and after about 2 days after my mastectomy, I was like, okay, I'm not doing the Vicodin anymore. You know, so it was, but I think it was because I had the experience of yoga and, like you said, meditation. Meditation was really well. And then after, I believe that my neuropathy is getting better just from coming to you and having those few sessions that I had. And then that way I was able to gauge my sensibilities, my nervous system. I know, now I know my limitations. And so that has helped me where I'm not trying to push past my limitations anymore, because now I know, okay, this is how this feels right. I can feel the channels are blocked, or I can feel the channels opened, or something like that. So I think it's an amazing experience. Probably didn't even know I was going to come out with that, but yes, I did.
I love it. It's that's why it may sound corny, but it's why I do it. I think it's just really great, like for all those things you just said. Just that it gives you the knowledge and the power so that you can have an effect, or you have the main effect on your own health.
Right.
And
have you had acupuncture on yourself?
Oh, sure.
Okay.
Yeah, lots.
I mean, so what are your experiences when you have acupuncture done for yourself?
Well, I think that's it's mainly that same kind of like you go to that place of just very quiet, and you feel your muscles relax, you feel your brain kind of, for me at least, I'll just, my own experience is I sometimes just need to have my brain go quiet for a while. It's very nice, and letting, you don't even, sometimes I don't know that I'm not breathing fully, or just I'm very shallow and very uptight, and allowing that to happen helps my digestion be better, my sleep be better. For me, I wear glasses, so there's a lot of tension around my eyes and neck sometimes, so just to let that go helps my thinking be better, that I'm not so intense about a topic or worked up about something. It's just you're able to allow things to come and to be with them a little bit easier.
And let me just tell you folks, every time I see this man, he looks so very, very relaxed. And I'm always like, gosh, I wish I could be like that. Because I'm not a relaxed person. I try, but not often am I relaxed. So so now I can understand where the connection has come, that for you to be more relaxed. And so and then of course it's also the exchanging of the energy. So if you're in a relaxed environment. So.
It's a great, what I guess I'll tell you about my clinic. It's a little bit different setup. Instead of, like I said before, I had a private room practice before, and now I have something called community acupuncture practice. And it's like a large room, kind of like a living room, with a bunch of recliner chairs in it, lazy boys, and so forth. And people come in there and they sit down, they just take off their socks and shoes, and it's very quiet and mellow in there. And I use points from the elbows to the fingers and knees to the toes, and on the ears, sometimes.
And the forehead.
And the forehead. And so it's like a bunch of people in a room napping. So it's to me a very great place to work, very quiet, and people are kind of are focusing on their health together in a non-verbal way. It's just some people compare it to some kind of like prayer again, or meditation, and even if there's some people come with their relatives, and their relatives just take a chair next to them just to be with them, but they find it comforting being in a room of everybody being very relaxed and very calm, and that's a great place to work. I have to say. So and it's a great place for to have in a community, and it's just great to be, to be able to offer that.
Yes, definitely. So Urbana Acupuncture, yes, it does. It looks like a great big living room. Love the beach sounds. I'm a beach sound type person. I like anything that deals with water, which is weird because I can't swim. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. That's a squirrel moment. Squirrel. But yes, and you give blankets. And
Right.
but
Make it very comfortable.
yeah, make it very comfortable. But like I said, I think what I liked about the experience is that, like, as I said before, on television, you've got your clothes removed, all these needles are sticking out of you. In your community acupuncture establishment, you just remove your socks and your shoes, and
Right.
and make sure you wear comfortable clothing or whatever. So because sometimes you go a little further up the leg, but I don't think you've ever gone
Just
past the knee.
No, yeah, just to the knee. So yeah, if you have tighter pants, that's sometimes a thing, but I can work with that. Yeah, and I think one thing to say, it's often part of the drama on TV is they show a very, they try and make the needles are very, very thin.
Yeah.
Again, it's not very good for TV, so they try and make it more dramatic by doing whatever they do.
Right.
And so, yeah, and it's probably hard to hear this from me, that they're very thin, very fine, and you barely feel them.
Yes. And I am
Most
a
people-
person that has I don't have a tolerance for pain. I can't even look at needles. But I can honestly say, for my experience, that I didn't feel the needles at all, and to see these little bitty things, and I mean, it's not even. I wouldn't even compare it to a shot. I wouldn't even. I would probably compare it to maybe a bug bite.
That's what-
You don't notice it till it's already there.
Right. Yeah. Someone said it's about half as bad as a mosquito bite,
Yes.
which is very doesn't say very much. Yeah. Most I still understand the sort of anxiety around that, so I try and make it very easy for people to they can try it once. Let's try one pin, but most people are kind of underimpressed. They're waiting for this big thing, and it's kind of like, oh, really? That's it? So yeah, when we do different events where people, we've been all around town, people try it out and see what it's like. So that's our main reason why we're here, is to kind of, to show that it's a simple, easy tool for people to use. It doesn't have to be, a foreign, scary thing.
Yeah.
It's a nice addition to, a nice tool to have in your health toolbox,
Yeah.
so to speak.
And you have some community days, like once every month or a couple months.
Right.
When's the next one available?
The next one we have is it's Sunday, July 21st,
All right.
and that's from 11 to 1. And yeah, it's you can come try out acupuncture for free, and look, you can go on our website and schedule an appointment if that. Yeah.
And the website is?
Urbana, URBANA -Acu or ACU, so urbana-acu.com.
All right, Urbana Acupuncture for people like you. He's wearing a T-shirt that says Urbana Acupuncture for people like you, a community-powered health, and it is a community-powered health because, like we said, it's in an environment where it's more than one person, just like a living room, reclining chairs, and we're all being powered together to wellness and soulful being.
And we're like additionally community powered, like WEFT is also.
Yes.
I have many people who help me out and who volunteer for. This is not only just here that we do it this way, but it's a national organization, and I have acupuncturists who are doing community acupuncture. But your bandmate here in the room here.
Lovely genie in a bottle.
She is a volunteer over at Urbana Acupuncture too. So
Yes,
it's
I am.
community powered that way also. That there's many people involved making making this community space and this place for health open to everybody, as many as we can.
Yes, absolutely. And where are you located once more?
Yes, we're inside Lincoln Square Mall, right across from the fitness center, inside the east entrance. It's 155A Lincoln Square Mall.
So yes, across from, I do believe it's Cardinal Fitness, or it used to be Cardinal
Charter.
Fitness. I don't know if it still is.
It's Charter now.
Yeah.
Yes. So, so across from the fitness, Urbana Acupuncture, James Lorr. Thank you so very, very much for coming in and speaking with me. Thank you. Community healthcare, community powered. Hey, community radio, community. It's all about the community and bringing more health and wellness to the community, because it's all about love. That's right, all about love. You're listening to 90.1 FM WEFT Champaign. This is your girl Renee Angela, and I'm going to leave you in capable hands, I think. Usually the person who comes in to do the jazz has shown up by now, but not yet, or I might have missed them. But that's okay, it's all good. We're going to still get you to some music. I'm going to play back that song that I played next to me, Emily Sandy, our version of Events. Love, love, love this song. New music as we get the last 13 minutes or so finished up of the Thursday morning menu. Soulful music, news, commentary, and interviews, and make your soul full with your girl Renee Angela. Woo! On the Thursday morning menu. Well, that was such a great interview with James Lorr. Thank you, James Lorr. I've got a special treat for you as we end this episode of Health and Soulful Being. I have a testimony from one of James Lorr's clients to let you know about the acupuncture experience. That's right, I'm talking to my genie in a bottle. That's right, Jean Marie is going to give you a little bit of insight on her experience as well in the acupuncture for community acupuncture, James Lorr. Hi.
Hi.
Jeannie.
Hi. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm nervous as hell.
I know you are, but you know what? You were so eloquent, and we decided we would get you on tape so that you can talk about your experience in that whole realm of acupuncture.
Well, as you know, I've come fairly new to this. I've only been going to James for a few months here. So I remember my first time very carefully, very, very extremely, every little detail. I was so scared of having the needles put in because I'd been through cancer, I'd been through chemo, and it was like,
One more needle.
More needles. The needles are anticlimactic, boys and girls. They don't amount to anything. Don't let that hold you back. It's a pinch at the most. And there was, he was onto the fourth needle, and I'm still waiting for the first pinch. So let that stand.
Yes.
It's really important to me to go to the acupuncture because there are days when that's the only rest I get is when I'm in the acupuncture area. And I have such a sleep disturbance that sometimes I'll go 24 hours without sleeping. So it's really important to me to get that rest because it kind of renews me. And it's so wonderfully relaxing there. If you live a high stress life, you gotta try this. What I do is after James greets me and talks to me about what's ailing me and bothering me, and he starts to insert the needles, I kind of try to go someplace in my mind where I'm thinking about my own health and well-being exclusively. And it's something we don't do very much.
No.
So it's kind of like I have this little mantra I begin. This is good for me. I'm giving my body permission to heal, sort of thing. Because we don't nurture ourselves at all. And since I've begun doing this, I'm getting great results. I'm sleeping. My appetite is going down, which means I'm having better blood sugar control. My reaction times are better because I'm more rested. I'm not biting people's heads off because I'm more rested. I can think. You know, this is really important. So I spend those few minutes while I'm waiting for the effects of having the needles stimulate my energy places. I spend that time thinking, this is good for me. This is my time to heal. And the other thing that I really notice is sometimes when there's more people in the area having their treatments, you get this better reaction, this better feeling. In the Quakers, they talk about a covered meeting. In the Bible, it says, wherever 2 or 3 are gathered together in my name, there am I. Well, you know, healing is energy work. It's all about the spirit, you know, and it's the same sort of situation. When you put more people in the area and we're all concentrating on healing,
Right.
more healing takes place. So when you make your appointments, try to go when there's other people there. You'll get a better experience and you'll relax more and it'll be a deeper, more healing experience.
Thank you, Miss Jean Marie, on your experience
I
at
hope-
the acupuncture.
I hope people will go. I hope they'll take a chance and go in and try it out. And James is just a very caring and loving person. He's very empathetic. He just
Yes,
wants
he
his
is.
clients to leave feeling better. And I think he will.
Thank
So try
you. All right. Urbana Acupuncture in Lincoln Square.